Welcome back to part 2 of chapter 5, lesson 1, which involves powers and exponents. We left off with this lovely little problem here, and this is a reverse of something that we did earlier, where we had, I think it was 2 to the 5th 4 times, and we said you had to put it in parentheses because you were multiplying 2 to the 5th, the entire thing, times itself 4 times. Now we've got 1/3 in parentheses raised to the 4th power. So what does that mean? That means that we're using 1/3 times itself 4 times. You have to do both the top and the bottom. We're multiplying the 1 4 times, and we're going to multiply the 3 4 times if the computer will ever catch up to us here. There it is. So now you can see that you've got it expanded out. You've got 1/3 times 1/3 times 1/3 times 1/3, and when you work that out, of course, 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 1 is 1. So in my answer, my numerator is going to be a 1. At the bottom, we got 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27, times 3, that's going to be 60 plus 27, 87, I believe. Did I do that right in my head? No. Hold on, let's try that again. 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27, and then that's going to be 81. I did that wrong last time. Hit the check answer, and there you go. 1/81, simplest form. It's easy to be done. And now, once again, it's going to be your turn to evaluate some powers on your own. Let's see what it gives you. There we have it. 2/3. All raised to the 3rd power. You go ahead and solve that one on your own. Did you stop the video and do it? You need to. Alright, let's take a look at this. We got 2 times itself 3 times, so 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 2 is 8. That means in my fraction, my numerator is going to be 8. And then the denominator, I've got 3 times itself 3 times. So I've got 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27. Answer is going to be 8/27. Check the answer. Doesn't get any easier than this, folks. But what if they gave us an alligator problem, where they just wanted to know which number the alligator was going to eat? It says fill in the blank with less than, greater than, or equal to make 2.5 to the 3rd power is greater than, less than, or equal to 4 squared, a true statement. And it says to solve this, first write your original statement and then evaluate your powers, and they show this out right here that 2 cubed was equal to 15.625, and they multiply that out painfully with a calculator, I'm sure. And then the 4 squared, well, 4 squared right here, that was going to equal to the 16. So when you look at it this way, who's the alligator going to eat? Well, obviously, the alligator is going to end up eating the 16 because 16 is going to be larger than 15 and 625 thousandths. From there, yep, that's exactly what they said. Easy math, guys. Let me guess. I think y'all are going to get to do one very similar to that next. Well, I had to reboot the computer because it was giving me an issue, but I am back with you now, and we are trying to determine which one of these values is going to be greater. So first thing I have is 2.3 to the 3rd, so that's 2.3 times 2.3 times 2.3. Now, if we were to work that out the painstaking way, we would get 2.3 times 2.3. That's going to take care of these two right here. 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 2, that's going to be 6, 2 times 3 is 6, and 2 times 2 is 4. Add it up, and you get 529, bounce, 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 bounce. That gives you 5 29 hundredths. We're going to take that 5 29 hundredths, and we're going to multiply that times this 2.3 right there. 3 times 9, that's going to be 27. 3 times 2 is going to be 6, plus the 2 from the 27 is going to be 8. 3 times 5, that's going to be 15. 2 times 9 is 18. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. And then 2 times 5, that is going to be equal to 10. We're going to add those values up. 7, 16, 11, 2, and 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that means the value I have on the left is going to be 12 and 167 thousandths. Now we're going to take the 3.4 times the 3.4 that we have. Well, that should be a 4 there on the right hand side because it's squared. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 3 is 12. Plus 1 is 13. 3 times 4 is going to be 12. 3 times 3 is 9. Plus 1 is 10. Add those up. 6, 5, 1, 1. Bounce, 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 bounce. So this number is going to be 11 and 5600, which means the alligator is going to eat the number on the left hand side. So we're going to come back to this problem here. Let the alligator eat the number on the left hand side. Check our answer. Answer checks. Easy math. So let's do a little bit of an apply problem involving biology. What are some real world problems involving evaluating exponents? Well, let's watch the video and find out. Make it a little bit smaller there so it'll fit.
Delmar is studying the reproduction rate of a specific type of bacteria. He places 3 cells in a petri dish and records the number of bacteria over time. He records the results over 20 hours in the table and notices a pattern. Predict the number of bacteria in the petri dish after 30 hours. Express the answer using exponents. Then evaluate to determine the number of bacteria.
Well, the way I'm looking at that is every 5 hours they take and add another 3 bacteria, or multiple of 3 I should say. So when we're working through this problem here, I would say that for the let's see here, how many can be expected to be represented in 30 hours. All right, that's a little different than what they had shown in the previous. In the video, it looked like they said 25, but they went 30 hours, so that's a little trickier. Every 5 hours, they add 1 additional times 3, so they've got 10 hours going, so that's going to be times 3 2 more times. So where we had 5, now we're going to have 7. So we're going to take and write that is going to be 3 to the 7th power. And let's go work that off to the side here since they want an actual answer. So 3 to the 7th power is equal to 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 and times 3. These two are going to be 9. These two are going to be 9. And I'm going to go ahead and take and say these 3, that's going to end up being 27. And then those two, 9 times 9 is 81 times 27. And now I'm actually going to have to do some real calculations. 81 times 27, 7 times 1 is 7, 7 times 8 is going to be 56. 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 8 is going to be 16. Add those up and we end up getting 2,187 bacteria. That's an awful lot of bacteria. Come back over here. Let's try that in for our answer. What was our answer? 2,187 of those little boogers, and our answer checks. It really is that easy to do today's homework, guys. Some of it's going to require some grunt work, but I know you're capable of it. Go ahead, stop the video, get started, come to class with questions about what you don't understand so we can go over them.